don't know if they're that.
But that's what they look like. They look like Converse.
But those people, like, they had to kind of create their looks. They just kind of, wore, went to thrift stores, found weird stuff, a lot of girls' clothes. Because when you're young and really skinny, a lot of times, you wear girls' shirts or girls' pants because they look cooler and they're tighter. And that's like what we did. We learned that from the New York Dolls.
Which they probably learned that from the Rolling Stones.
Yeah. And of course, the Ramones, like seeing the Ramones for the very first time for me was not live. I saw them on television. It was like the Beatles because I always loved heavy music, but at the end of the 70s, like a lot of the hard rock music was just dying. It was getting really fat. Groups like Black Sabbath I loved because they were simple and loud. They were starting to get just corny, and it was just, and other kids were in our school were starting to like discover it, so it was kind of a bummer. So when the Ramones came, they were like, it was like the Beatles' first album played by Black Sabbath or something. It was unreal, and I couldn't believe when I saw it. It was like seeing the Beatles. It was the rebirth of rock and roll for me, and I couldn't wait to turn all the kids at school onto them, and so I just figured all the kids I knew that were into rock and roll would just love the Ramones. So the Ramones.
So you just made that assumption.
Yeah, and so when the Ramones were coming to town to open for Black Sabbath, I was telling, for some reason we couldn't go to the show, but I was telling people that I knew, oh, it's the most incredible, they're gonna blow Black Sabbath off the stage, just wait and see. And then of course everyone knows that the Ramones got booed severely and had bottles thrown at them, and it didn't work at all, so it was like a very disappointing day for me at school.
Yeah, so how did that work out?
It was just like, okay, fine, whatever, these people suck.
And also kind of we just narrowly missed seeing the Ramones on the Don Kirshner's rock concert, that TV show from the 70s. How did it go? Like, you could get free tickets and just pass them out in public places like at malls and stuff, but the catch was you wouldn't know who was playing. So just like, want to go to a concert, a free concert? And like, yeah, sure. And you had to talk your parents into taking you to Culver City or whatever. And then we went, we didn't know who was playing, and it was Ohio Players, who are cool. They did Roller Coaster a couple times, and then REO Speedwagon.
who like REO Speedwagon, by the second, we didn't know who they were. By the second time they did their set, we were the only people left in the audience.
Well, yeah, we had to leave, and they were kind of freaked out. Because Ohio Players had really kind of just like blown everybody away. Yeah. They had to go on after
Ohio Players. The audience was just like Soul Train. Everyone was dancing
into it.
And but everyone split before.
Yeah, right after the storm out, and they were like, "Hey, you guys aren't going to leave, are you?" And we were like having to like support Kevin Cronin's, ego. And we had to leave our parents or whatever. But
that was 1977, and they were big in the Midwest, and we didn't know who they were.
We didn't know where they were.
But they would later become huge in the 80s.
But the funny thing is, the way they would air those shows is often they would be a broadcast. There'd be of several different days that they would sort of comp together. And so we tuned in to see if we could see ourselves in the audience. And then, but to our surprise, the other show that they comped with our show was Cheap Trick and the Ramones, who we didn't know either about.
I think the Ramones performance of Don Kirshner is the best captured performance of the Ramones. I think, but that's in my personal opinion.
Yeah, well, that's a great performance, but then it's sad that they probably shot the Ramones on a Tuesday and REO Speedwagon on a Wednesday, but we still all the same got to discover them.
But we didn't get to go to New York and